What's up everyone? Welcome to another video. In this video, I will test and review the GMWD all-in-one full motion functional trainer. I've been using this exclusively for over a month, and I'll tell you right now that I love this machine, and it absolutely has a permanent place in my home gym. And I'll also tell you right now that I received this for free to test and review, and I'm sure glad I took the opportunity because this thing is awesome. It has 2 articulating arms, each one with 28 positions, giving a ton of options, and they're super easy to adjust. So here's the machine in all of its glory. There are 2 arms that can move up and down, and in and out. There are 7 different up and down settings, and it's adjusted by pulling the spring return pin to release it, and letting it drop into the desired setting to secure it. It's super easy. And there are 4 different in and out settings. Just squeeze the lever to lift the spring return pin to release it, and let it drop into the desired setting to secure it. It's also super easy to adjust. And combining these 2 adjustments provides a ton of different options. And at the end of each arm, the pulley swivels a full 360 degrees. This way, the cable will automatically orientate in the direction that you're pulling it. And since we're talking about the pulleys and cables, all of the pulleys are aluminum on ball bearings, and it's quiet and smooth. The cable travels through the tube and over a pulley in here. There it is, and under this pulley, and up over these 2, and down to the weight plate carriage. Then back through the same arrangement on the other side to the other end, and I'll talk about what this means for weight ratios a little bit later. Back at the weight plate carriage, the horns are slightly sloped down toward the center, so you don't need to worry about the plates falling off, and collars are not needed. And rubber bumpers were included on the weight horns, which is very nice. We don't always get those. There are also some nice attachments. First, there's an adjustable foot plate attachment for seated rows. Just lift this spring return knob and drop it into the desired locating hole. There are 9 different positions. Foot plate attachments are usually in a fixed position, and the adjustability on this is awesome. Next, there's a leg hold down attachment for lat pull downs. Just insert the pin through the hole, then rotate it down, then insert the safety pin to secure it. It's super easy. And to adjust the height of the pads, rotate the spring return knob to loosen it. Pull it out, then adjust the pad height. Let the knob drop into one of the holes, and turn the knob to tighten it. All of the adjustments are super easy with no tools required. It also comes with several cable attachments to get started right away. There is a pair of D handles, a lat pull down bar, a straight bar, a connecting bar for using both attachment points with a centered pull point, which is well suited for things like seated rows and lat pull downs, 4 carabiners, and a short length of chain. So that covers the machine and everything it comes with. Now let's talk about my experience with using it exclusively for the last month. For over a month, my normal setup has collected dust, and I have not used the cage or the adjustable dumbbells at all for upper body days. I've only been using the functional trainer. And I'll tell you right now that it does everything. Let's start with some typical chest exercises. First, we have some incline chest flies. And I'll show adjusting the arms for the first couple exercises, just to show how easy it is. Just pull a couple pins and levers, adjust the arms, and you're ready to go. And here are some cable chest flies. You can't get this constant resistance with dumbbells and gravity. These are way better than with free weights. And here's another quick and easy changeover to do a more typical chest press. I'm using lighter weights in this video just for demonstration because I'm dealing with some elbow pain, but these exercises really don't need much weight compared to what you would expect under a barbell. There's no reason to load 300 pounds on here. For back exercises, I liked the good old seated row. Lat pull downs, straight arm lat pull downs, reverse cable flies, and there's also face pulls, but there's plenty of other options. For triceps, I was doing the classics, the tricep pushdowns, overhead tricep extensions, and the classic tricep kickbacks. And moving on to everyone's favorite, the whole reason for a home gym, curls. Here's some supinated curls, and here's some hammer curls with a rope. And to finish things off with the shoulders, I've been doing military press and side delt raises. So those are some typical exercises, and they've satisfied my needs, and of course, there are many more options. And I think now's a good time to talk about weight ratios. It's a 2-to-1 ratio at each handle, and can be a 1-to-1 ratio with the connecting bar attached. That means each cable attachment sees half of the weight loaded on the carriage. So if there's a total of 20 pounds on the carriage, this cable will see 10 pounds, which is half, and this cable will see 10 pounds, which is half. And pulling them independently or together doesn't matter, it's always half on each handle. What will change when pulling them independently or together is the cable travel. If you pull one cable, you get all of the available length, which is 102 inches. And if you pull both cables together at the same time, you get half, which is 51 inches. And back to the weight ratio, if you use the connecting bar, it's 1:1. You're pulling both cables with one handle, so you're pulling all of the loaded weight. And to be precise, the weight of the empty carriage itself adds roughly 5 pounds to each handle. So with 20 pounds of plates loaded on the carriage, you'll feel 15 pounds at each handle, 10 from the plates and 5 from the carriage. So add 5 pounds if you want to track the actual weight. I did try all of the included attachments just to test them, and they all work fine. But for normal personal use, I only used the D handles. I did not spend the time and effort to change over and install the connector bar in between exercises. I'm personally fine with independent handles, and prefer the independent hand orientations, and the connector bar just wasn't worth the time for me for a couple of exercises, but it's there if you want it, and it works great. I also used my existing basic rope attachment quite a bit, which was not included with the machine. And I need to mention these carabiners. They work, but they're small. They're the smallest possible size that'll work. It's been challenging for me to connect and remove attachments from them. And if you're using your own attachments that are not thin sheet metal, it's even more difficult. I would recommend investing in some larger carabiners to make it easier to connect and remove attachments. The carabiners at the ends of the handles are okay, and the D handles are pretty easy to clip in and out of them. But for any other attachments, I would use a larger carabiner and connect it to the one at the end of the cable. I will also point out that I'm right at the limit of getting a full stretch with lat pull downs when sitting on a standard 18-inch tall bench. The cables hit the pulleys when I'm all the way extended. This works, but I could use a couple more inches. But this is nothing out of the ordinary for me with home gym equipment. I'm 6 foot 1 inch tall and have long arms, and I usually have to lean way back or sit on the floor on my knees to get full stretch. So it's not out of the ordinary for me, and it's better than other things I've used. I will also point out that there's an attachment point to bolt it to the wall for more stability. I personally did not and haven't had any problems. And my only wish list critique is a weight stack option. I went through great lengths to add a custom weight stack to my cage instead of the stock plate loaded carriage, which I made a video for and will link below. And I vowed to never deal with plate loading again. And here I am, loading plates like a chump with plates all over the place. But it hasn't been that bad.
And that gets us through it. Although a weight stack option would be cool, this thing is awesome. It does pretty much everything, and it's super easy to adjust. I've enjoyed every workout I've done on it, and I'll absolutely continue to use it. It's part of my home gym. As always, I hope you found this helpful or entertaining. Subscribe for more how-to and review videos. Have a great day, and I'll see you in the next video.